Last week, we talked about how the Y-drop system from 360 was a premium product that could really fill a niche that we might have this season with root development and our nitrogen needs going forward. But as we finished up that conversation last week, I really found myself questioning if we'd done enough to talk about the hows and whys of nitrogen application. Sure, we did a great job addressing those things when it comes to the application itself, but we never really talked about how we get to the point of deciding if that application is right or the rate that we need if we go down that path. And now with some yellow corn out in the fields and varying sizes of corn growth out there, it feels a little bit more real to have this discussion now. I'm Keith Byerly, Precision Ag Manager at Central Valley Ag, and this is your Precision Focus video that corresponds with my article on the CVA blog site. So, we've been through a lot so far this season as we've been talking about. We've had some curveballs thrown our way that we weren't necessarily anticipating when it comes to our nitrogen management plans, and now we need to assess what's going on out there. Mike has alluded to it on Twitter and to a degree in his reach out articles and videos about the triangulation of nitrogen. We need to do our homework. We need to look at soil tests to decide where our soil levels are at with nitrogen. We need to look at tissue tests to make sure that the plant is exhibiting the stress symptoms and the uptake issues that we need to see before we make a decision to make a costly input addition right now. And finally, we need to look at the nitrogen models to anticipate what's going on and what could be happening going forward. If all of those things align to say that we need a nitrogen application right now, then let's begin to decide what the best way to attack that is. If we go out here right now and look at this and determine that there is a nitrogen need, we need to go back and circle around to what we've done already this season. Did you build a variable rate seeding plan this year that was based on historical yields and things like that to vary the seeding input that we have out there? If so, we've got a great first step in going towards a variable rate nitrogen plan. On the other side of that, we've got the soil. If you're intensively sampling by doing grids or zones out there in your field and varying your other nutrient applications accordingly, then that's the second piece of that. If one or both of those legs come together, then we can really start to solidify this discussion about variable rate nitrogen. On the other side, if those things don't align for you, I don't think forcing our way into a variable rate nitrogen application this season is necessarily the right thing. So really, here's my take home for you today. I want you to analyze where we're at in this scheme of things this year and decide if variable rate nitrogen is right for you. I know some of you thought you had all your nitrogen needs met for the season, and through testing and visual analysis, that might not be the case. For others of you, you'd planned a nitrogen application, but maybe you hadn't planned to do it variable rate, but you're doing the other things right. It's not too late to talk about variable rate nitrogen for the 2017 crop right now. We can work with our ACS regional specialists to build that plan if the pieces are in place to do so. And if you are doing your own application and aren't set up for variable rate nitrogen, our ACS equipment team has the pieces, has the components to turn your machine into a variable rate machine. If CVA is doing that application for you, then the good news is that most all of our application machines that do in-season nitrogen application have the capabilities of doing it variable rate. So in either case, it's a great time to start talking about that conversation with your FSA and with the regional ACS specialist. And if it's right for you, let's pull the trigger and implement that plan this season. And if it's not, that's okay. I don't want to push you into something that your farm's not ready for. So let's make the best decision we can going forward this season. And if it makes sense, use variable rate nitrogen because it won't necessarily cut back your rate, but it will allocate that resource to the spots that it needs to be on the field.